Check it. Hey guys, what is up? You are back for another video of DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY. This is your daily update prediction. We're going to be focusing on SPY in this video. We're going to be looking at, is this a massive bull run or a massive bull trap? What do the charts say? We're going to be looking at that and more, fundamentals and macro, giving you guys the bigger picture to keep your perspective in check. Let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, the data, without wasting any more of your precious time. Alright guys, what is up? You are back for another video with DataZero. In this video, we're looking at AMC, GME, and SPY stock. We're going to be focusing on SPY stock in this video. Like I said, I'm going to try to do a theme for each video, and this day's theme is going to be SPY. Yesterday, I focused on AMC, and the day before, I focused on GameStop. This video is not financial advice and should not be taken as such. Please do your own research and due diligence before buying any stock or crypto asset. With that being said, let's go ahead and hop in the charts, the facts, and the data to see what we have going on. So I want to point out the first thing for SPY is obviously we had a big pullback today. I noticed in the stream that we had bearish divergence. So I do live stream each day. I noticed that we had bearish divergence. Bearish divergence started to play out and we could see a capitulation afterwards. Guys, this is just the start of what is going to be happening. Because of SPY's rapid movement to the upside, the rubber band effect of the elastic being stretched out is going to make it snap back down. The fact that we got so overextended to the upside like a rubber band, it is going to snap back down and return back to those moving averages. So the fact that SPY got so pushed up so high means that when it does start coming down, it is going to absolutely tank. Now, this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type event because we do have GDP coming out, and that comes out at 9:30 tomorrow. We should see a decent bit of upside because of this GDP, but everyone and their mom knows that the GDP is actually going to be higher. So that's why I say this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news type event where we see a run up, front running GDP pump, and then starting actually moving down even though GDP comes out positive. You guys can see that the forecast and the consensus is at 5.2%. And normally when those numbers are so closely aligned, that means that that number is most likely going to be the number that the forecast and the consensus says. And if not, it's that number, it's going to be very, very close. And that means that it's going to be higher than the previous number. That means the GDP went up. That means there was growth, and that is going to be bullish for the market. I do believe that we could be seeing a front running of that, and that's why we see this peak of 475. I do think 475 or 478 is going to be the top for SPY. Well, why do I say this? 475 right now is potentially the top, and I did talk about that a couple weeks ago, and then I talked about 478 just the past couple of days. The reason why I say 478 is because we have this top here. SPY looks like it's going to make a massive double top. A lot of people think that SPY's hit all-time highs. It did not. We had a high back here in 2021 that was at $481. SPY never crossed over that 481, 470 level, whatever you want to call it. It's right here is the wick. You can see that I put the line right on the wick. It's at 480.45. We never went past that level. I do believe SPY could see one more push up, but I believe it is going to make a double top type scenario and start to move back to the downside. SPY has been in a bull rally since 2008, guys. Since way back in 2008, we've literally been doing nothing but going straight up, making higher highs. It is time for SPY to see a little bit of capitulation and downside. I believe that we are in the complacency stage for SPY, and I believe that this white outline trace is what you're going to see. Something like this moving back down towards that $400 range. I know it's hard to believe, but I believe we are coming all the way back down to 400. There are many, many gap fills for SPY. There is no support underneath. So when SPY does start to lose its momentum, it is going to crash rapidly. The only thing that is keeping SPY up right now is its momentum. The artificial pump that we're seeing from the market, that is the only thing keeping SPY up right now. I do believe that in the end of the month, so the last week of December and early January, you're going to see SPY start to pull back and then start seeing move to the downside. I do think SQQQ is going to be moving back to the upside, filling these gaps. You can see that SQQQ had a beautiful day today, pumping back to the upside. It's extremely oversold. SPY is extremely overbought. Again, you want to be selling the tops and buying the bottoms. So when something is overbought, that's normally a signal to start selling. When something is oversold, that's normally a signal to start buying. Therefore, SQQQ is in a position where you want to be buying, and SPY is in a position where you want to be selling because the macro macro is showing that we are overbought. You guys can see that the RSI is at 66 on the daily. It needs to be at 70 for overbought. It was overbought, but it still is at 66. And if we go ahead and look at the weekly, RSI is getting extremely high as well. There is very, very little room to run, and this is why I believe a new bull run is not possible. We also have the conflict going on, things like China talking about taking back Taiwan. That's possibly why we've seen some of this pullback as well. I did put out that news earlier. And we do have potential news with the Bitcoin ETF, but we also have the conflict going on. We have inflation. We have a ton of problems that people just aren't realizing, and they think that the good days are coming forever and ever, and we're just going to keep going up. And that is exactly why I know we are going to be seeing downside. Also, we're in this massive macro bear flag. You guys can see this bear flag right here, this rising wedge. You guys can see that this rising wedge here, that's a bearish pattern. Normally, rising wedges have stocks go very, very high, and then they pull back. I do believe this rising wedge is indicative of what we're going to be seeing, a move to the downside as we get and exit the complacency stage and start moving back down into anger and depression on SPY. I do think SPY needs to see some type of massive bleed out capitulation type event where it goes into an anger and depression type run, where you see a big dump and then a slow bleed out to find a bottom and then a move back to the upside. So I do believe SPY is in the complacency stage right now, and we are seeing a potential double top form. Again, you see this top up here, then you'll see another top right here at about that 475, 480 level where we are right now. I believe that we could see this start happening within a few weeks, guys. And this is what I'm looking at for SPY. As far as tomorrow on the smaller time frames, I'll show you guys what I am possibly looking at as far as price action. It does look like SPY is potentially making a bear flag. You guys can see this drop to the downside. If it does trace this white outline fractal and continue to move to the upside slightly, recovering, it is going to make a bear flag. That would be something indicative of this. I do not have any touch points, so this is just speculation at this point. I do not have any touch points to confirm the bear flag, but it looks like that's what we're going to be making, and then that would be another move to the downside. So it does look like SPY is potentially making a top on the smaller time frames, and we are starting to see bearish momentum start to form. We can see that the daily MACD is starting to curl down. You guys can see the daily MACD starting to curl down. You can see that the 4-hour MACD is deep in the red. Again, these are all indications that momentum is stopping, and we are actually going to start seeing a reversal back to the downside for SPY, believe it or not. There's also many gaps for SPY. If you guys can see all the gap fills to the downside, and this is again an indication that we're going to be seeing a rapid move to the downside once this does start to lose momentum. I'm going to go ahead and pop on the Bollinger Bands for you guys just to show you guys what's going on as well. We did get outside of the bands, and anytime price is outside of the bands, it wants to snap back inside of the bands. Also, I can show you guys that we are way far deviated away from the moving averages. Anytime you deviate this far away from the moving averages, it's like a rubber band that gets stretched and stretched and stretched. It's going to want to snap back down, and when it does snap back down, it is going to be a rapid movement. You can see that we deviated far from the 13 moving average and far from the 50 moving average. Anytime you get this far away, you're going to want to snap back down to return back to those more medium average level prices. So this is what I'm looking at for SPY. I do think we are going to see an overall pullback to the downside. I do think sqqq is going to be profitable at $14.25. My entire sqqq position is in profit because I did take profit up here and then rebuy back in at $15. And then I said when it went under 14, I said that's a good buy. And I did get some more sqqq under 14, giving me an average about 14.25. We're at 14.06 as of close right now, so my position will be in profit, and I do think we are going to be making a nice move filling these gaps to the upside at 17, 20, and $25 for sqqq, and it is looking very promising for a very good trade. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, I think the Bitcoin ETF is going to be good for Bitcoin. Possible that the that could be approved at January the 8th, guys, January the 8th. And if it does get approved, Bitcoin's price is going to go absolutely berserk. I believe that the market is actually going to decouple from Bitcoin. I believe that Bitcoin is going to start moving to the upside while the market moves down. More evidence that the market is going to be moving down is the VIX is greatly elevated. You guys can see that it's up 9%, okay? greatly elevated. When the VIX goes up, that is bad for the market, and the VIX is elevated highly. Also, the dollar is slightly rising as well. When the dollar goes up, that's going to put pressure on the market as well, bearish pressure on the market, downside for the market, and again, more indications that we're going to see downside for SPY. As far as Bitcoin is concerned, it looks like we're going to retest that $44,000 mark again. We're slightly under 44,000 right now. We're at 43,500. I do believe that we could test 44,500, but that is going to be the major level for Bitcoin. They have a lot of sell walls there, so they really don't want Bitcoin going much higher than that level as of this point in time. But again, if the spot Bitcoin ETF comes out, this price is going to absolutely skyrocket. I believe that Bitcoin is actually going to see a bull run in 2024. So about mid-2024, around April when the halving is, I believe that we're going to start seeing a Bitcoin bull run. So that is just a few short months away, as April is just a few short months away and the new year is just around the corner. So I do believe Bitcoin is going to be a very promising trade. And as far as technicals that show us that we are going to see this bull run, we go ahead and pop on the MACD for the monthly time frame. You guys can see that we have green monthly MACD. That is very bullish. Last time we had that, we had these massive bull runs here and here. If we go ahead and pop on the super trend, you guys can see on the weekly time frame, we have a buy signal on the super trend. Last time we had this buy signal, we had massive bull runs for Bitcoin as well, and these are both long-term indicators that we are going to see a bull run. You can see that buy signal right here. This buy signal notified this run, and you can see this run. These are all weekly buy signals that correlated with massive movements for Bitcoin. Right here, we got that buy signal, and it's been going up ever since. It did have this rising wedge. I do think we will be coming back inside of this wedge to see some downside, but as far as Bitcoin is concerned, if again, I keep saying it, if the spot ETF comes out, this thing's going to absolutely go flying. I do believe that it is going to top 69,000 for the Bitcoin bull run. I believe it's going to go to about 80 to 100K in my personal opinion. This is not financial advice. Let's go ahead and finish up the video with Amy and GameStop. So I'm going to focus on Amy right now. Amy did break below that key level of $5 and or $6.47, $6.50. So we went into price discovery mode today. I believe that this dump was partly due to the 3.3 million short shares that Adam Aaron had sold. He did sell more shares, and also the fact that SPY is dumping. Well, some people will say, hey, don't you think that SPY dumps? Don't you always say that AMC will go up? Yes, but you have a major headwind when SPY dumps all of a sudden, and that was not good for AMC. Once SPY gets to lower valuations, because they use stocks like Apple, Nvidia for collateral for AMC short positions. Once we see these valuations get lower, they have less and less margin, which means less and less collateral for short positions, which means less and less bearish pressure for AMC. So once we see the market actually start to tank and start to go down a decent amount, that's when we will start to get some benefit from that. I think they are trying to shake people out. And again, you have to realize that if shorts are ever going to cover this play, they are going to cover at all-time lows before it goes higher. Again, they're going to want to cover at the absolute lowest prices. So AMC will most likely hit all-time lows before it goes higher. And right now we're at all-time lows. If shorts are going to cover, they're going to do it at a price that is low as possible. So again, seeing AMC go down is a process that has to happen before we go up. Once we finally find a bottom, we'll be able to identify it and notify it that and show you guys what we need to do to continue moving forward. But me personally, I am just going to be holding, biding my time and waiting. Obviously, we are a lot closer to the bottom than we are the top. RSI is extremely oversold. There's many indications that we're going to see upside, like the gap fills and the bullish divergence that we're seeing here on the RSI. Again, multiple indicators that we're going to see upside in the long term. And as far as I'm concerned, they would literally have to drop this thing to zero in order for me to get out of the play, because the amount of money that was originally there that is now left, the value is so minuscule that I will simply just keep holding and or buying more until I see some more upside. I do believe that AMC is closer to the bottom than the top, and if there was a time to be buying AMC, it would be now towards these lows. That way you can get a low price. When it starts to move back up and fill these gaps, you will be in profit. profit. But again, that is not financial advice. Again, the best thing you could absolutely do if you are stuck in this play, if you do have extra money, again, don't get over leveraged, is try to average down your position. That way you can get in a comfortable spot that if we do see upside, you will see some returns on your investment. But again, everybody needs to be warned of the risk that AMC is a very risky stock. It is highly manipulated. There is right now 400 million short shares, and I believe that this is the end game. Before we see SPY start to really pull back, they're trying to get everybody out of this play. They need you to sell your shares now. They have 4.9 million short shares available to borrow. As far as short interest is concerned, we still have enough short interest for a short squeeze. If we go ahead and look at Fintel, you want at least 8 to 10% for a short squeeze. We have 9%. So there are still a lot of shorts there, and you could tell by the short shares available to borrow, there's a lot of demand to still short the stock. So I believe that we could still see a short squeeze. And if we were to see something like that, again, this is just an if, I'm not trying to hype people up, it would have to be when prices go down, down, down to a lower valuation before moving to the upside. They're not going to cover when the stock's going up. They're going to cover while it's going down, and that's going to cause the price to shoot up, and they're going to do it when it's all-time lows. We want to see AMC get back above $6.50. Right now, it looks like we're going to be retesting $6.15 in my personal opinion. I'll go ahead and try to do a polyline, but just Webull has just been acting up crazy lately, and that's why I've been using TradingView a lot more. I'm going to try to do this for you guys, but basically I think it's going to be flat, then have a retest of $6.15 in the morning, retesting that level, and then bouncing up from there. So this is what I'm looking at for AMC. Again, tune in tomorrow for the live streams. I will be doing market analysis and news live, and we focus on AMC, GameStop, Bitcoin, and SPY, but I'm willing to look at other stocks as well. Let me know what stocks you guys are interested in. I heard a few people say XRP. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see any other types of stocks or crypto in my videos and analysis. Let's go ahead and show you guys GameStop and then wrap up this video. And again, we did focus on SPY in this video and Bitcoin, and the correlation that I do believe SPY is going to start moving down, Bitcoin is going to decouple, and I also showed you on the macro time frame why I believe SPY is going to be moving down overall. Also, I believe that Bitcoin is in a different phase of its bull and bear cycle. I believe that Bitcoin is in its disbelief rally. So I think Bitcoin is in the disbelief rally, and SPY is actually in the complacency stage. So I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So basically, this was your complacency stage for Bitcoin, and this is your disbelief rally right here. And I'll show you guys that. So complacency stage and then this belief rally. I believe SPY is in the complacency stage, and we're going to see a drop to the downside. So let's go ahead and finish up the video with GameStop. GameStop, we did talk about a potential retest of $16 and $16.50. Right now, it is holding $17, but it looks like it's going to be moving back down to at least $16.50. Why do I say that? Because there's a potential double top shape here, as well as a lot of signals showing that we have to retest that level. We had a big push to the upside, and we didn't really come back down to test that level. So if we cannot get back above $17, you better believe it, we're coming back down for $16.50. So I do have a price target of $16 or $16.50 for GameStop. We also have this sell signal here as well. Again, 10%, 10%, 10%. I did put out plays for GameStop for call options that did go on the money. They went in the money over 50 cents to $1. So make sure you do take profits on those types of plays when you're in the green. Again, you want to lock in the gains and then get back in the move. So basically, you can lock in your gains, take that cash, and then do another trade. You don't want to keep waiting and waiting and waiting, sitting on the same trade, potentially losing those gains and giving the market an opportunity to take those gains back by the stock moving down when you're greatly in profit. Lock that in and then take that cash and then go make another trade. There's always another trade. There's always more opportunity. Don't let greed nip you in the butt. Now let's go ahead and show you guys what's going on the bigger time frames for GameStop. Again, when in doubt, zoom out. This is the important thing. We have a potential double top at $18.50. We got rejected from that level. That's why I believe we have to come back down to about $16. Also, I believe that GameStop is in the very phase of the depression right here, where it's a V-shaped type recovery. Then it starts to move down before an overall disbelief rally. Right here's your V-shaped style recovery. What I believe we're going to see is a little bit of movement down towards that $15.50 $15.50, $16.50, $16 level, moving back down to that range, getting a bounce back to the upside, and then going into our disbelief rally, which will take us past $28. I believe this is a very feasible price path for GameStop. I believe that it is going to be going past $28. And again, if we can get past that $20 level, gamma will kick in. There's normally a gamma ramp at $20, and we will start to see a massive move. I also wanted to point out, guys, for SPY, that when the rates normally get cut, I know a lot of people think that a bull run is coming, but I want to show you more evidence that a bull run is not coming. Besides the conflict, besides the inflation, besides all of the problems we have, every time the Fed cuts rates after they get raised, we have a recession. Right here, you see rates spike, then they plateau, then they cut. We had a recession. Then we see rates spike, we have a plateau, they get cut, we instantly go in recession. Rates spike, they plateau, they get cut, instantly go in recession. What do you think is going to happen after the rates just spiked now? They're at 5.5. They're plateauing. What do you think is going to happen when the Fed does finally decide to cut in 2024? That is going to be the entrance of a recession. 2024 is going to be a difficult year. I'm not trying to bring politics into this, but we also have an unsolvable election as well. It is going to be absolute chaos in 2024. It is going to be the DataZero's family year, but only because we are prepared and getting ready right now. People that are just getting caught in the mix are going to get blindsided. It's going to be crazy. The market is going to be wild. I'm telling you guys, there's a lot of changes coming, and I believe the overall macro shows that SPY will be pulling back. Now let's go ahead and just finish up with GameStop. I just want to show you guys the falling wedge here on the macro time frame, and then this video is getting kind of long, so we're going to wrap this one up. But GameStop is breaking out of this massive falling wedge. I don't know why the line is missing, but it's breaking out of this massive falling wedge that we have here on the bigger time frames. It came down and used it as support, which is extremely bullish. I do believe that we are going to see, again, a continuation to an uptrend for GameStop. I believe that the bearishness is over. GameStop characteristics are changing, and it's actually going to go into a disbelief rally, which is going to lead to a euphoria rally, which is a brand new bull run for GME, and I do believe AMC will follow. I believe that January is going to be a great time for meme stocks, especially when the market finally starts to pull back. But guys, this is everything I have for you. If you found this video informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. And remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. The Discord is $50 for a lifetime invite, but it literally pays for itself because I give out buy and sell signals that print out each and every week. So if you want to get involved in this market support group and this exclusive community and get the winning edge to the market, hit me up on my email, DataZeroOfficial5, which will be linked down in the comment section in the description. You can also check me out on the live stream tomorrow to get more information, live verbal 101. And if you are interested, you can message me on my email below. Payment is made via PayPal or a Cash App. I appreciate each and every one of you that watched this video to the end. Please drop a like and leave a comment. And as always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out. All right, guys, that was the video. If you found it informative, go ahead and drop a like and press subscribe for more content like this. And remember, you can check me out on Twitter and Discord for even more DataZero updates. And I appreciate each and every one of you that watched this video to the end because, again, most adults nowadays, because of TikToks and short-term videos, do not have a very long mindset or attention span. So if you are able to watch all of this and get all the information, congratulations, you are part of the 90% that is actually learning and still holding on to your attention as the whole entire world starts to crumble. I know it's not that dramatic, but guys, let's go ahead and have a good night. As always, y'all, have fun, stay safe, make money. Peace out.